What's going on, people? So, got some new comic books, some new cards, because it's Wednesday, so comic books always, well, not always, but I often get new ones on Wednesday since that's when they come out, right? And I happen to have some cards. Oh, it's over here. And I happen to have some cards because, well, I just happen to get some or whatever. So, I think we'll do the cards first because that seems like that'll just be easier to get all of that out of the way. So let's go ahead, get this thing going. Let's make sure the stream thing is happening first. And it doesn't seem like it is for some reason, but maybe that's just me. Let's see. No, I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, so let's go ahead. This first one right here, these are, what is this, like Women of Marvel? So I didn't buy these, right? A friend of mine, he ordered a couple of them. And because I think he might have got like a hobby box and also like a couple blasters or something like that. I forget exactly what happened, but he ended up with a bunch of doubles. So he just gave them to me. So I'm just going to show them off real quick so you can kind of see what they look like. It's one of the newer sets, so if that's a thing you're into, maybe it'll make you want to go and buy some, whatever, if you're a card collector, that is. So there's nothing that's going to be anything like special in here because, again, it's all just doubles. So, of course, he kept like the main stuff for himself, which makes perfect sense. Let's flip that around, make sure these are all in the same order. And I'm going to switch cameras real quick right here because that way I can use this fancy Logitech thing that costs a lot more money than it should have, to be completely honest. All right, so yeah, there we go. So just looking at these, right? There we go. So that's going to be She-Hulk. And one of the things that I do like about these is just it kind of has like a sort of like a hologrammy sort of background, like a foil type of thing. And then the picture itself of like the actual character is kind of like raised up a little bit. So it makes it look like it's like a nice little background or whatever. So we'll just kind of go through these here. There we go. Hopefully these kind of focus just a little bit better. Maybe if I move the other one out of the way, I don't know. And what's that? Captain Marvel, Shuri. So yeah, like I said, they do have some cool looks to them. I guess I don't have to really name them all since maybe I do since some of these aren't focusing. But there you go. Just kind of going through these. There's a fair amount of them. So I'll make this relatively quick just to kind of give you an idea of what they look like. So I like them. Honestly, like when I first saw them, I was like, I don't need another set of cards to like get into, right? I'm still trying to deal with this Marvel Masterpiece XL situation, right? Because I have a bunch of them. I need to go through them, see what all I still need, because I believe the base set of those is pretty small. So I would imagine at this point, it's probably going to be in my best interest to just buy the ones I need individually. But I need to go back and see for sure, because since I bought like a few hobby boxes of those, you end up with some of the special things, right? And so I need to focus more on getting like the basics. And I only bought so many of the blaster style boxes. Who is that? Oh, that's Aurora. I'm not really familiar with her. So since I only bought so many of the blasters, there's probably a good number of stuff that I could still need. I don't know. It's probably right there in the middle. But I'm ultimately still thinking that probably buying them individually is going to be the best thing at this point. But I do like opening the boxes, so I'll probably get some at some point because, why not, right? About halfway through this here stack. And then there is a new set that I picked up the other day. It's not the beginnings, the Marvel Annual. They do those every year, so I'll just kind of knock those out after this. So this Mystique card, I do really like that one a lot. Bring that in so you can get a little closer detail or whatever. So yeah, pretty cool, right? That's what they look like on the back, since I haven't really shown that. And this, I have no idea who this person is. I never saw them before like 2 days ago. Okay, keep going. And I think now we're going to get into some that are still basic cards, but just a little bit different. So, see, they kind of have like that. I forget what they were called in the last series of cards I was buying, but those right there, got the sideways thing. Battle Time is what they're calling this. Let's see, whatever. Like I said, I'd like for these things to focus, and sometimes they do. Sometimes they just kind of don't. Sometimes it just takes a minute. Also, I got to get used to where I'm putting my hands in this camera because I don't use it very often, the Logitech Reach. But I got it because for times like this, it's actually kind of useful, right? If it were focusing all the time, it'd be even better. But that could be like my fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's like a learning curve to it, but it is what it is. This one's actually pretty nice too. Is that She-Hulk versus Rogue? Oh, okay. Because I was wondering who like the green girl was on the right, but it's Rogue because she just had absorbed some of those powers. So moving along here, got a couple more to get through. I like this one too, just because it looks kind of cool, like the black and white thing that they're doing there. And then what is this? Is that Elsa Bloodstone? It's like two people that I have no idea who they are, because I do like the comic book things and all that stuff, but I can't sit here and act like I know who all these people are all the time because I don't, right? When I was younger, that's when I got into all this stuff. It was new, it was cool and whatnot, but that was many, many moons ago. I mean, it was like the mid 90s, you know what I'm saying? They've made a lot of new characters since then, and I haven't really been following super closely, so I just don't know all of them. But it's cool because some of the new ones are pretty interesting, Like, I don't remember. Oh man, now I can't even think of the guy's name. He's got just some sort of plain name or whatever. He's part of he was part of the Krakoa thing, Like got absorbed into like the land or something like that. But he was pretty interesting, I know it doesn't show since I can't remember the dude's name, but just take my word for it. I thought he was pretty all right. But then you see all like the other old favorites, which are cool. So when I read the newer comics, it's got like a nice dose of old stuff and new stuff. And even some of the older ones, some of the older characters that are in there are people that I know. Well, they're not people that I really remember so much, but they're people that were around. Like Destiny's been around forever, right? All right, there we go. Get this camera back over here where it's supposed to be. All right. So now do these comics next and then do some other cards last. So this stack right here, like the top couple are the ones that I got today, which is really just the two Dazzlers. And then the other ones are something that a coworker gifted to me like a day or two ago. So this right here is going to be, this is Dazzler number 3. No, excuse me, Dazzler number 4. 4-issue miniseries, right? So this is going to be the last one. I keep looking at the YouTube one, which is like way behind. So this right there, Dazzler at the bottom. There is a version one of this where, which means it doesn't have any like the prints and all that stuff. It's just the picture. But that one, it's like a special, like 1 of 100 or 1 of 50 sort of thing. So I'm going to have to dig into the wallet to get that one, which is unfortunate, but it looks really cool. And then this one here, this is the standard one. So it doesn't say like variants or anything up there. So there you go. That's what's going on with that one. And I'll show you these ones that dude gave me. So just a couple, because he did some Unknown Comics sale. He took advantage of that, right? Which is a thing that's pretty awesome because like their sales, when they work out for you, like they really work out for you. Because sometimes they'll do stuff where like not everything is on sale, but sometimes they like widen it up or whatever. So he was able to get some pretty good deals and just gave me some stuff that he ended up with that he didn't necessarily want because some of it was just like, oh, if you buy this, here's some free things. So this is one of the Wolverine, number 2. So Wolverine Revenge number 2, red band issue. I don't think I have this one. I need to go back through. I'm pretty sure that I don't because I want to say all the Wolverine red bands that I got, Wolverine Revenges, are all just like your standard issues, like not the variants or whatever. And then over here, this you can kind of see it's got like a little foil action going on. So this is going to be a Venom. I'm not sure which one, 23. So it's kind of a cool thing. You just kind of have a lot of glare from the screen in this, but I do like these foil prints or foil covers. So this right here is going to be like one is going to be the trade, one is going to be the Virgin, right? So looking at these right here, it's basically the same thing. It's one of the X-Men issues, issue number 5. So sometimes they do that, right? And it's crazy because a lot of the time, if you buy both covers, it ends up coming out like cheaper, right? So, and it's so much closer to the, to the Virgin one that it's like usually a lot of people like I guess would want that one. but you end up buying that one and maybe spending like an extra $5 or something, and you just get both of them. So it just kind of makes sense sometimes. And this is going to be one of the variant X-Men covers for issue number 4. Like they make so many variants, like for all these issues, which is it's kind of nice. I'll get into some of that in a second. And then Psylocke number 1 came out recently, sometime in the middle of last month. I bought a bunch of covers of this, so maybe like 5 or 6, something like that. And this is kind of a thicker one. And then this Wolverine versus, well, it's not Wolverine versus Sabretooth, but he is fighting Sabretooth in there, right? So there you go. There's that. I really like the art on this. So there you go. And real quick before I jump on into this Marvel annual set, right? Hello to you, Michael Hack. See your name pop up often. So thanks for that. Thanks, yes. So these right here are the other Dazzler comics that I have, right? So issue number 1, I'll go through these really quickly. Now that the series is over, I can probably read these, right? Issue number 1, right? This is just a plain cover, right? Standard one that you would have seen in every store. This was the first one that I saw. It was like the yellowish, goldish foil cover, right? So this is the one that I saw like months and months ago before anything started hitting stores. And everything else, this is also Dazzler number 1. Dazzler number 1, right? There's going to be a lot of these. Still number 1, a lot of variants that I bought. I'm a big fan of the girl, right? So figured why not. Oh, is that falling? No, it's not. Yes, it might just be falling. They made a Godzilla variant for it too, right? Where she's fighting Godzilla for some reason. Doesn't do anything for the inside. The inside is still going to be the same Dazzler number 1 as these two right here, right? So once again, one of those sets that I bought because it was just cheaper to get the set. And in this case, I wanted both of them because obviously I was doing one of my little completionist things with the first one. And then the last two here, this one was, standard, easy to find sort of variant thing. This one I had to dig into the wallet to pick up because I think it was like a 1 of 100, where if you order 100 of the comics, like one of them will be this one. Or you can just go on to eBay and give somebody like $70 or something, and then they'll give it to you. So that worked out, I guess. This, I need to get a little plastic thing. Issue number 2. And that was like the standard one. No, that's the variant. This is also issue number 2, but it has, what's that? The Stormbreakers cover. So it's Dazzler and Storm. I feel like I'm missing a lot for number 2. So I need to go back and see what's going on there. Issue number 3, this one has Multiple Man on it. Apparently he's in the band, so big fan of that. Also, issue number 3. These last couple will be all number 3s because, like I said, I already showed you number 4. Number 3 again. I do not really care for this cover, but, sometimes you just buy stuff. Same with this one. Don't really care for it, but, I was already there buying other crap, so then I'm like, you know what? Just put it in the cart. Let's do it. So there we go. There's that. Now, real quick, this right here, the new Marvel annual set, right? So for 23, 24. So they just kind of bring these things out every so often. I was going to open this at work the other day, but then I guess I just forgot I had it or something. I don't know. But because I remember getting home and thinking, oh, yeah, it was because I wanted to show my coworker like what all was in there, right? Because he probably would have been kind of curious. But whatever. Things happen. So let's get on into this. So that's what the packs are looking like, in case you're curious. Now I'm going to switch over to this other camera real quick, because that way it'll make a little bit more sense when I do these. Or maybe I'll just hold up onto these and see how that goes. Let's see. So that way I don't have to go messing around with that other one. Yeah, it's not bad. It's got a little bit of a glare in there, but it'll be fine. So I don't know who that is. Actually, it's not even really focusing because it's all on the background. So maybe I will switch it over. Let's see. Settings, camera, Logitech. There we go. Set that there. So that's who that is. Sharon Carter, right? And then you have, I like that one a lot. Summer of Symbiotes. They had a lot of symbiote things going on. Let's bring that camera down just a little bit. They had a lot of symbiote things going on recently. Doctor Doctor Strange, Vox Ignis. That's a new one to me. And Quicksilver. I do like Quicksilver. I just bought a statue of his. You'll probably see an unboxing of that hopefully soon, right? It's coming from Big Bad Toy Store, so we'll see. Pile of loot things. It's on sale. It comes from Iron Studios, much like the Cyclops and the Havoc and those other ones that are over there in the corner. So let's see. Get on into this next one. Exodus. Been seeing a lot of him from the Immortal X-Men. Got Omen. Oh, this is nice. This is like a canvas one. Iron Man. Yeah. Let's see. Variant tier 1 doesn't really say much about it, but it feels like a canvas one, right? So that's pretty nice. Do like those things. I don't care so much for the card itself, like this whole surfing thing with the dog. It's like whatever, right? Doyle Dormammu. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that might be like his son or something. And I just saw that guy in a comic I was reading. I think X-Men Forever. He was doing something with Mr. Sinister or Professor X, maybe both. I don't know. Because after Immortal X-Men, then they kind of went into that X-Men Forever thing, and then I think there's like Dead X-Men was somewhere in there. Mother Righteous was a part of that whole thing. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Let's see. This #1 spot, and it's Jeff. He's been a big topic at work recently. I don't know what this thing is, but it's different. So whatever. Set that there. Figure it out later. Because when I'm buying these cars, I'm not into like knowing all the stuff about them. Widow. I just pick them up because I like looking at them. I think they're kind of cool, and so I buy them. Right. Open up the packets, see what's in there, and sometimes it's some cool stuff. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they're like different colors. I'll never know what any of it means, right? I could look into it, but I don't know. I guess I just don't care, really. I think that's really what it comes down to. So sometimes I end up with rare-ish stuff, but it's not like I'm gonna sell it or whatever. I just kind of have it because it looks all right. That's why I'm buying these anyway. So there's that Wilson Fisk, and then you got Sam Wilson, another canvas sort of card. This time around, it's a lot better. It's Doctor Strange. You like that? This Hulk card is pretty nice. There's some of the detailing in there, right? Overall, I mean, these cards themselves aren't anything amazing. What is going on here? Danny Ketch. I mean, I know he was Ghost Rider, but I don't know what's going on with this, right? He looks like he's, I don't know, some sort of like half Cerebro, half Ghost Rider thing going on, and I don't get it. But again, somewhat of a casual sort of guy when it comes to this stuff, I just think that it's a fun thing to do, relive sort of my childhood of opening these cards up and seeing what's in there. And they do have that Marvel Masterpiece 92 set that they redid, and my coworker got some of those. So, I mean, he didn't get them yet, but he ordered them. He ordered a blaster and some hobby boxes, or maybe the other way around. Maybe a hobby box and some blasters. Either way, he's got some cards coming in. He showed me some pictures of what they're supposed to look like, and they look pretty awesome. So I might pick up some of those myself. We'll see. Who's that? I have no idea who that person is. Even reading it. Emissary. Yeah, so these cards, right? Just tell you what I think about them. I don't think the cards look all that amazing, right? They're not bad or anything like that. I do like this Null one, and Chasm isn't bad. But like the cards themselves, they're not bad looking. But it's not a set like the Platinums that would make me think, oh wow, I'm gonna go get more of these, or the Flares, right? But I mean, what do I have over here? It's, I guess in some ways they kind of remind me like the Wolverine ones because they're somewhat plain, right? There's not a whole lot going on. Remember these? Like they were kind of thicker. Kind of remind me of those in some ways, I guess. But yeah, I don't think it's like an amazing set, but if you're interested, I did pick this up from Target. So if you have a Target near you, go on over there. They probably have some. That's also where you can find some Marvel Masterpiece XLs if that's your thing. X-23, Ricky Barnes, or excuse me, Bucky Barnes. I know that I even knew the name, but like when I looked at it, it looked like it said Ricky. Maybe you can kind of see how that would happen, right? Yeah, see? Take a quick glance. Anything can look like whatever. Hellcat with a nice little prism background. So that's pretty nice. Oh, here's that Iron Man again. And it looks worse now that you have actual color to it. Like, why is this happening? Right? Like that's my question. And then ending things off with the Maker. I think I want to say he was in part of like the Venom series recently, like somewhere like towards the end. Well, in the late 20s, early 30s, something like that. So there's that. Gonna switch this camera back over to me real quick right here. So there we go. There's that. All right. So that's all the comics, all the cards that I got for this week or whatever. I don't have anything on order as far as this stuff goes. I don't have any shoes on order. I got all my videos posted yesterday, which is a nice change from last year. If you were around last year, maybe you remember I was in this mad dash to get like a lot of videos out in like the last 2 weeks of December. I think it's like 42 altogether because I did like a bunch a day for like a couple days, and then the last day, like the 31st, I had a video an hour scheduled to go out. Yeah, 24 of those things. So I was doing so much editing this time last year, and I just hated it. You know what I'm saying? This time, though, I've been getting things together at a pretty decent pace, so I'm actually feeling pretty all right about that. It's nice to not have any crap to deal with. And there's nothing coming out that I really care about, which is, well, there's a pair of 12s that comes out next week because I'm a 12s guy, right? They don't look amazing, right? It's just like imagine the cherry 12s, but blue instead of red, right? I like blue. It's a fine color, but I'm not excited about those. And I don't think anybody else will be either, so it should be easy to pull that off. But that'll probably be my last purchase for the year unless some kind of ASICS thing pops up. But I think even on that, I'm good. I mean, I have a nice, well-rounded set of running shoes as it is right now. And I have the ones I would like to have anyways. Got a pair of Super Blast 2s, got a couple pairs of the Kensei Maxes, got a couple pairs of the Kayanos. Those are my go-tos for the most part. Even got some Glide Rides to slip in there, a pair of old Nimbuses and Nova Blasts, right? So I'm covered, right? Even some Nikes and Adidas in there. So I don't really need any new running shoes either. So yeah, we'll see. But long story short, you won't be seeing a whole lot of me as far as like videos for like shoes or whatever for the rest of the year, which is only like 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks. But I do have some action figure statue type related things that I need to edit. So you'll probably be seeing some of that maybe. So if that's the thing you're into, get excited. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you are. Thanks to anyone who decided to stop in, listen to this, and even if you are only hearing here for a few seconds and realize, yep, not doing this, and clicked away, whatever, that's fine enough. You at least gave it some effort, right? You tried, you clicked on it. Maybe it just wasn't for you, and that's okay. Not everything is. I totally get it. But I'm gonna go ahead, get on out of here. It's Wednesday, so Dynamite's coming on in about 40 minutes, and I want to be ready for that. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my evening. Hopefully, whatever you do with your evening is just as or even more enjoyable. But you can tell me about it later. Later, people.